Before I tell you what happened, I want you to imagine this. Imagine running into the woman who spent years making you feel like you would never be enough. And the very first thing she says is, "The best decision my son ever made was leaving you." Only minutes before her entire world quietly starts falling apart. My name is Myra Spencer. I am 35 years old. And this happened on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. I was walking through the third-floor corridor of St. Catherine's Hospital carrying patient charts under my arm, expecting nothing unusual. Then I turned the corner and saw her. Veronica Cole. My ex-husband's mother. She was sitting in the waiting area. The moment she saw me, she smiled. Not a happy smile. That smile. The one people wear when they already know they are about to say something painful. She stood up slowly. She looked directly at me and said, "Still playing doctor?" Then she stepped closer and said, "I've wanted to tell you something for a long time." I stayed quiet. Then she smiled and finally said, "Leaving you was the best decision my son ever made." She paused. Then added, "He has a baby boy now. With your best friend." For a second, everything disappeared. My best friend. Olivia. The person who stood beside me at my wedding. And suddenly, I understood why she disappeared from my life. Veronica watched my face. Waiting. For tears. For anger. For regret. But strangely, none of that came. Instead, I quietly asked, "Is that what you believe?" She kept going. "You lost everything. A family. A future." And suddenly, she waited an entire year for this moment. She wanted to watch me break. "Sorry I'm late." And suddenly, Veronica froze. She knew exactly who he was. She looked at him. Then me. Then back at him. She finally asked, "You know each other?" I smiled and answered, "We are getting married next spring." I watched her expression change instantly. But then, everything changed. Julian casually looked at his watch and said, "The audit results came in this morning." Veronica looked confused. Julian continued, "At Cole Industries." Her face lost color. Then he quietly added, "Adrian's name appears on most of the transfers." Silence. Complete silence. A few minutes earlier, she came to show me everything she thought I lost. But instead, life quietly showed her everything she never expected to lose. She turned around. No final words. Just heels echoing through the hallway. And for the first time, I didn't feel angry. Julian looked at me. "You okay?" And for the first time in a very long time, my answer came easily. "I am." Because standing there, healing doesn't always arrive dramatically. Sometimes, it arrives quietly. People think revenge means proving someone wrong. But sometimes, the greatest revenge is quietly building a life so good that one day, someone notices. And by then, you no longer need them to. If someone ever made you feel small, keep going. Your life doesn't end because someone walks away. Sometimes, that's exactly where it begins.